Music going. Alright, there we are. Anyway, good morning. So today, I just want to, honestly make the extend my farm. Or not extend, but kind of improve upon... I'm blanking, hang on. I am attempting to make my cow farms have more cows. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how to put it into a phrase that works or makes sense in my head. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. But yeah, that's the current plan for today is to fancy up the cow farms. And probably get our actual first good harvest out of our all of our stuff. I'll probably also redo the chests out by the farms as well. Alright, anyway. Oh, shush. Anyway, it's fine. It's all good. Also, my spouse and I have been watching the His Dark Materials series, which is, if you know anything from it, you know the first book, which is Golden Compass. But if you are a big fan of the books and you've read all three, man, there are certain things that they lampshaded the best way possible. It's an old book series and it's an old filmed series. I'm not going to care about spoiling. So, Will does get a Daemon at some point. I don't remember her name, but she's a big fluffy cat. They are 100% lampshading her with the cat they own in the thing. By the way, I love that they're doing a bunch of, subtle knife stuff in Golden Compass because it was so sudden when I got to Subtle Knife, and suddenly we are where there's Coca-Cola. That was the first thing that threw me, was he opens a can of Coca-Cola at some point. I'm like, what? Another thing is, if you know what happens in order for them to go to the City in the Sky, the moment that Lord Asriel sees Roger, you're just like, no, you stay away from my boy. Because, yeah, their sacrifices must be made for, the City in the Sky to allow you in. And poor Roger's so cute. I'm gonna cry so bad. Okay, anyway, what time is it? What was I doing that I had my hoe and my sword out? Oh, you know what? I think I was healing it up a little bit. Okay, it's noon. I theoretically have enough time to, go do stuff. Oh, that's right, I was also gonna go look for pigs. I'm gonna put that away for right now, sorry. Oh. I should probably... Oh, God. Put this with the other farming equipment. Hang on, I was gonna go get some fucking wheat. I need wheat and seeds. I'm losing my mind, y'all. It's fine. Alright, anyway. Alright. Let's go handle... That's the out chest. There we go. Alright, anyway, we don't have a ton of, extraneous time. However, I think I have enough to do what I want to do. I also should clean up around the edges here so that it's a little easier to get up and down. Anyway, it's fine. Bam. Hello, my friends. Oh, your child hasn't grown up. That's unfortunate. Okay, let me start with the chickens. Alright, chickens, come here. Would you like some seeds? There's only 4 adults, but that's fine. Alright, have your children. Okay. So then... Oh dear. I just want to get your child to grow up. If I can. Come on, grow up. Grow up, damn it. Grow up so that I can use the fucking... Please. Oh, you bitch. You're gonna grow up. Well, apparently not. Okay, fuck me, I guess. I mean, I shouldn't be that bad. I knew this was gonna happen, but... And plus, we don't have a ton of time, like, because it was already noon by the time I got into the game, and then I had to go up in town, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's fine. Da-da-da. Alright, anyway. I just want to get my hoe all fixed before, I do anything else, because, like, that way I'll be able to, just kind of ignore it, more or less. Also, I need to see if between what I have, if I have enough to theoretically make at least the frying pan, like, without too much fuss, because that way I can make a lot more, food stuff from Croptopia. So, I think I actually do have just enough to do it. I'm gonna try. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, I think I have enough. I could be wrong, but... Alright, let's see. I think it's like this? Yes, and I do have enough. Can't be used as a weapon, very funny. Alright, so now we have that. That's great. Okay, let's put this with the rest of our Croptopia stuff. And let's put away the last little bits of our iron. Now, mind you, I could always get more from, going and messing around with, zombies. But, it's fine. Okay. Let's get it here. Very good. Let me sleep, please. Come on. Also, I saw someone made the cutest, like, character based on Christopher Larkin, who's the musician who created this track and does all the music for Hollow Knight. They made, like, a Hollow Knight version of him. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. He had, like, a little lapel collar that had piano keys running along it, and then... where, like, a lapel would, like, lapel is, like, the collar of a jacket. It was, so, in violins, those little swirly holes are called F-holes, because they look like they're the letter F. And the lapels were F-holes, and it was so fucking cute. I didn't grab any more wheat. The amount of times I've gone up and down this tree today alone is stupid. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, anyway. Okay, alright. Very good. Let's see. But yeah, the only thing that I don't like about the HBO His Dark Materials series so far, and this is just a nitpick as somebody who's, like, a massive fan of the books, the daemons aren't being treated with... Okay, I know they pronounce it demons. I know it's technically pronounced demons. I've always said demons. I probably always will. Okay, well, at least you grew up by the time it took me to go upstairs. Alright, come here. They don't treat them with the level of importance that demons have. And half the time, you just kind of can't even see them on screen. So it's like, well, what's the point of them, then? But I kind of had the sneaking suspicion they would, because, like, that's one of those things that I never try to set my sights too high about with anything related to Pullman's works. Because, also, it's really hard if you're not, if you're not reading a book, it can be really hard to appropriately get that impact across. Especially, like, certain sequences I knew weren't going to play out right because, for example, I'm going to use... So one of the things that happens during the course of the Golden Compass, like, the idea is introduced very early on. So it's very clear that there is a physical bond between daemons and people. It is directly stated as, in matter of fact, with a few very notable exceptions, you can only go max 30 feet away from your daemon before, like, it starts to not only can you pretty much not do it, but it physically hurts, right? So one of the things that they're doing is they're basically, like, in this book, child experimentation, and trying to see if there's a way to, like, sever daemons from people. They try to play it off like it's a good thing. It's absolutely horrific. And one of the things that they could not physically get across, except for using really extreme methods to illustrate it, would be illustrating how, like, horrifying it is to see someone without their daemon right next to them. In the books, they more or less say it's like seeing someone with their ribs splayed open. Or like someone without their head. Well, I thought that would work. I don't know why I thought it would work, but let me go look at my Croptopia Bible. But that's something that, and I knew that was not going to come across well, because there was so much time spent explaining to us just how, like, horrifying it can be to see someone without a daemon, and obviously that it wasn't gonna come across well in a visual media. Is there not an omelet? Why? Okay, whatever, I guess. Okay, things that I think would need that... Okay, so to get bacon, you have to chop up a pork chop. Okay, that makes sense. What can I bake some beans? Nope, baked beans is real easy, apparently. Brownies? Yes, but I would need chocolate. Which, unfortunately, because I'm not good at, some of the more vanilla farming methods, I don't remember how to get cocoa beans super easy. I know where to get them, I just don't know how to get them easily. Okay. If I could get chocolate, which is... Okay, I can't get chocolate because I need a food press. Gotcha, babe. What can I make? I can make caramel. Obviously, I made that already. Cheese. Huh. I need to get salt, but I can actually pretty easily make cheese. How is it that I can make that in a crafting table, but not need a, or a frying pan? That... I don't like the idea of cheesy asparagus. That just seems odd to me. Well, I bet I can make a normal burger. I can probably do that. Okay, anyway. Let's go ahead and put this away for right now. Like, I probably can't make a cheeseburger, but I can probably make a normal one. But yeah, I'm now, like, bound and determined to do everything I can in Croptopia, because I am in the farming kingdom. It does make sense. Alright, lovely. Da, 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 da. Put this away for right now. Because here's the other thing. I do need to go harvest more wheat, by the way. I don't know what the other thing is. I lost my train of thought mid-sentence. But yeah, generally, I have been enjoying the HBO His Dark Materials series. It's just it's just tiny things that, again, I shouldn't have expected them, but I couldn't help myself from expecting them. So, like, of course I was going to be disappointed. And again, I'm not disappointed in the series as a whole. There are some small things that I'm like, that sucks. Um, you know who I'm not disappointed in at all? Who not only, because when he was cast, he was kind of, and he still is, kind of like everywhere, so it's kind of like, ugh, fucking this guy again. But not only, when I thought about it, did I think he would be good, he surpassed even my expectation then. Lin-Manuel Miranda is Lee Scoresby, which, so the entire book is pretty much set in London, or Oxford, technically, and, like, multiple variants of different British places. Lee is not only American, he's Texan. And if you ask anyone who their favorite human is, it is almost always going to be Lee. And 9 times, or like half the time, if you ask them who their favorite daemon is, it's going to be Hester, who is Lee's daemon. She's a rabbit, or a hare, technically. They are very beloved, and the second Lin opened his mouth and started speaking, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Lee. That's Lee. 10,000% that's Lee. And the only character so far that I've had issues with casting, and only insofar as, like, her visual appearance, because her actor's doing a really good job, but there's a character named Ma Costa, and in the books, it's usually implied that she is this, like, giant, imposing, like, woman. Like, she is, like, a sight to behold in the books. And she is teeny tiny. Like, she's not a stick, but she's, like, not, like, you can't immediately pick her out of a crowd like you can in the books. And I'm like, you know. And then, finally, so the only other His Dark Materials stuff we've had was Peter Jackson did a version of The Golden Compass, which was ended in a really weird part because they thought it was going to be a series, and then, spoiler, they didn't succeed hardly at all at the box office, so it wasn't a series. But one of the things that I have absolute disdain for is that he randomly decided to make Miss Coulter match her daemon, and not, you know, because the whole thing is Miss Coulter in the book has dark hair, dark eye, well, I don't remember what color her eyes are actually, but she doesn't look like her daemon. That's the thing. Her daemon's a golden monkey. And it's one of the few daemons that we don't have an actual species for, though I like what they did with her in the HBO Max, or him, technically, in the HBO Max series. They made him a snub-nosed monkey, which, if you've never seen them, they kind of look like skulls. They're a little scary, which I like, because, and something that I really like that they did because of that is they got across really well what happened in the books a lot that they didn't get across in the Jackson movie, which was, in the books, it's heavily insinuated that while he's frightening, so the Golden Monkey is also the only daemon, to my knowledge, that doesn't have a name. He is used to show us the depth of Miss Coulter going into, like, absolutely, like, deranged, like, ends, because at first the Golden Monkey is the scary one of the two, right? He's very quiet. He's not, you know, because daemons can talk, but the Golden Monkey's always quiet, and he's usually, like, flying into a rage and just making animal sounds, right? So, like, that's terrifying from the perspective of, like, normal human-daemon interactions, right? Well, they do that correctly in this. However, the one thing that is different that I really like is that, they put across what they did in the books, which was, when you get further into the story, the Golden Monkey isn't necessarily who you need to be scared of. It's Miss Coulter, because at some point, her daemon starts to... It's a couple of times it's directly talked about that her daemon regularly seeks out comfort from her, and she just does not give it. She straight up, like, will bat him away. And so that was something that they succeeded in really well. We regularly see in the show on HBO Max, we regularly see her Damon reaching out for her hand and her just slapping away, and then you'll see him, like, kind of curl up on himself and, like, more or less self-soothe. And man, they did an incredible job with pushing that. The other cool thing that they did was they had Mrs. Coulter's actress, because usually Mrs. Coulter, at first she's depicted to us as this, like, proper society lady, but very quickly we understand that that's not the case. Well, she is, but, like, she's more like her Damon than you would expect just looking at them at front. Because that's the thing. Damons are always a direct reflection of someone's soul. Which is why I like to joke that they're the more, like, advanced version of a Myers-Briggs personality test. Because you could absolutely, if you are dedicated enough, you could kind of more or less figure out what your Damon would be in real life. For example, mine's a Eurasian J. Or rather, so there's always wiggle room, right? Especially when it comes to real-world applications, because the real-world community that's built around this takes it very seriously. And matter of fact, it's very different when you're talking about from the book's perspective versus, like, a, like, real-world equivalent perspective. So, like, for example, the different term is you have analytical forms, which is the one where you, like, really sit down and, like, pretty much have to study in order to, like, figure things out. And then when it's the other way, it's called a Pullman form, or form, not forum, because it's based more on what it would likely be in the books, because it's much more symbolic than anything. But with Miss Coulter, the cool thing that they did with her in the HBO Max series is when because Miss Coulter regularly flies into rages in the books, like, really regularly. It's terrifying every single time. Oh, hang on, before I do that, I need to go grab some fencing and set up a pen for them, because I'm potentially planning on going and getting some pigs. That's what I was thinking of doing next. But when they have her fly into her rages, they basically have her more or less what they've been doing is they basically say they show what things like snub-nosed monkeys look like when they get enraged, clearly to her, because it's very obvious, and they have her mirror that, so she almost becomes more animalistic than her Damon. And I'm just like, yep, that's perfect. Because Miss Coulter's always been scary, alright? Like, she's never been a nice person. Like, there's a little tiny bit of sympathy you could have towards her because of, like, the world she's in, but, like, they don't make any mistake about what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is like he's painting her to be sympathetic. He's painting her as a monster born of her scenario, right? So it's less, oh, poor Miss Coulter, and just, oh, poor Miss Coulter. It's not, you don't pity her, or you don't see her as something good. You see her as a horrible product of a bad situation, but she is too far gone, alright? Like, that is, like, 100% what you're meant to see Miss Coulter as. You are meant to be at the world that made her this way, but you are not meant to want a different outcome for what's going to happen, because there is no different outcome here that wouldn't, you know, she is too far gone, is the long and short of it. But something that I love is when they have her in the series fly into one of her rages, generally speaking, the Golden Monkey becomes the more human of the two, and becomes much more quiet and composed. And I adore that. It's so good. But yeah, like, Unfortunately, the one thing they missed was the thing that let's be honest, or let's be honest with ourselves. If they were going to miss anything, it would be exactly what they did, which was they don't put enough weight and importance on daemons, because it can be a pain in the ass to keep track of that many creatures on screen. So, like, I'm not shocked that they, missed the mark at all. In fact, I would be shocked if they didn't. Okay, so then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I also want a little more wiggle room here, so let me prize these up a little bit. But yeah, like, in spite of all my complaints, I do think they are doing a stellar job. Especially because it's not an easy series to do. Well and truly, it's not. But anyway, let me just put this in the middle here. Or, no. Here. Okay, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, good. And then a gate here, that's fine. Especially considering that most fans really loathe Jackson's interpretation of Golden Compass. But all things considered, I am willing to put up with the small things that annoy me for just how good the rest of it is. Especially, so I think I've talked about this before. One of my childhood favorite animals was polar bears, and polar bears, or armored bears, technically, are a big part of the His Dark Materials series. And I have never seen a polar bear so well animated. Like, outside of, like, intentional, like, documentary style things, but, like, Yorick and Yofer and all the armored bears look incredible. They are perfect. Where am I? That's right, I was putting it in here because I didn't want it to... But yeah, they look amazing. And one of the things that they got across really well in this is... So, generally speaking, in the books, armored bears make... Again, generally speaking, there are a few very notable exceptions to this. Their armor is their equivalent to a daemon. It's more or less stated to us. And so, matter of fact, if you take a bear's armor, you can more or less control that bear. Again, with a few notable exceptions. Because, like I said, it's like their soul, essentially. And something they did really well in this was make it truly look like it was not a human that made the armor. Nor does it look like just any old bear could make it, but that's the point, is they're armored bears. They are different. Because there are, like, just bears, and then there are bears with, like, a capital B. Like the ones that could talk and, all that. Come on. But yeah, like... I can understand why they did what they did with the daemons, but it is really frustrating. Okay, now then, let's go hunt down some pigs. Alright, very good. I'll be fine. Because I know there's at least one over here. I just don't know if I can find a second one. Because I've intentionally been allowing this one to live. To LA, and I'm writing a screenplay. Okay, he's not there. Because that's just a hole in the ground. exactly the same. Alright. Where are the pigs? Off the map. And I'm falling every day. Hey, bud. Do you have a buddy around here, perchance? Well, I'm gonna make sure you get home. Anyway. Alright. Also, I know that now my title's ironic because my title is currently Pig Farm No Farming Pig. Because I thought it was funny. But now it's like, well, yes, I am setting up a pig farm. Name, I had it approved. Okay, let's see. Come on, bud. Tell me no. Tell me it's okay. I dropped right off the map. And I'm falling every day. Alright, come on, bud. But yeah, I'll have to go try and find another one. I just wanted to get at least one. Back to where I need it. Come on, pal. We'll see that there's not much left to me. Alright. Good. You just caught me unawares in a couple of years, but still I'm surprised we ended up here. Alright, good. There we go, bud. Tell me it's okay that I've dropped right off the map and I'm falling every day. Alright, let me just go ahead and give you one just as a thank you. Me anyway. Me anyway. Alright, good. Okay, let's go see if we can at least see another pig. Alright. Good. Because I think there's another one over here. I just don't know for sure. Alright, come on, let's see. Please give me another pig. Be nice to me. Especially because this way I can now make anything, pretty much anything in the game. Alright. I mean, with some obvious, like, exceptions and stuff, but... Alright. Okay. Oh, shit. Where is it? Is it underground? Is it under a tree? Where is it? There's another pig. Come here, you. Hang on, let me eat this first. Hey, buddy. Pal, amigo, come here. Hey, come on. Let's go, Dollface. Again, I have no idea where that skeleton is. I think it's sealed underground, honestly. Judging by the fact that it's not coming after me. Because it 100% could have easily shot me at this point. So I'm going to presume it's underground. Hey, bud. Oh, right. You're small enough to do that. What time is it? I've got enough time to get him there, I think. Alright. Good. Come on, bud. Let's go. Alright, very good. I forget that pigs are a lot faster than, say, like, cows. Like, it's still not, like, you should just go crazy, but you could definitely pretty well have them keep up with you. Alright. Alright, very good. Come on, bud. Let's go, let's go. Come on, buddy. Come on in. Okay, and now I got both of their attention. Get both of them in here. Okay, both of you have a baby. Lovely, nice, okay. Now then. Let's go ahead and leave them to their devices for a bit. Especially because, well, it's actually only noon. I did that in quite a good amount of time. I should go down, well, no, I'll collect the eggs later. Alright. Let me see, where am I? Potatoes and carrots. Okay, there's my wheat. Good, because I want to have everything down here, too. And I do, except I don't have beetroots. And I think that's the only, like, vanilla crop I'm missing, because I don't know enough about chocolate. Alright, anyway. Oh, it's fine. Okay, alright. Good, good, good. Alrighty. And I will, tomorrow's task, I'm gonna fix up those, chests, alright? I'm also gonna drop this in here. Alright, you can go away, because I don't need you right now. Alright. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, I am gonna put some of this away. Just so I don't have to think about it for right now. Alright, so... that can go away. And I'm gonna temporarily put away that... well, I'll hold on to the carrots. I'm gonna grab the Croptopia Bible. I know that's not what it's called, but that's what it's called in my head. I mean, I could also call it the Croponomicon, but... I actually think that's funnier. Okay, so... I'd have to make tortillas for that. Let's see. I don't think I can make anything with butter, because butter needs a food press. And I'll probably... I may wind up setting up, like, an agreement with Levithia for salt. Because, like... why not? That's actually surprisingly close to the real-life recipe of that. Oh, that's flour. I was like, what the fuck is that? Okay, whatever. Alright, let's see. So yeah. It's just knife and pork chop and a crafting table will equal bacon, and then obviously I'll have to cook it. Unless maybe I don't. Let me look at a BLT. No, I do need to cook it. Okay, you just put it in a furnace. Gotcha, babe. Found the wit to live. Because regardless, I'm moving on regardless to the next big thing. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yeah. Come on. Oh yes, I blew up the nation. I'm better now that I'm free. Let me sleep, please. Alright, come on, come on. Also, like, it's so funny, because with His Dark Materials, there are certain words that I know I say wrong, and intentionally don't say right because, like, it looks wrong in my head. Like, I know Daemon is technically demon, but Daemon is spelled D-E-A, and then, like they insert an A into demon. And it's technically correct if you go off of how it was spelled in the book. Because I believe it was the compounded A-E. However, it sounds better to say Daemon in my head, blah blah. Um, but the one word I know I say wrong, and this was not necessarily intentional, but it was really hard to shake, is it said alethiometer is how you say it, which is it's like a truth-telling thing. My brain has always said atheometer. Or no, not even atheometer. My brain said altimeter. It was extremely wrong. And the first time I said it in front of my spouse, who introduced it to me, the books, that is. Matter of fact, that was like one of the second conversations we ever had was about his Dark Materials. And again, I know I'm wrong. I am fully aware of it. But I can't help it. I will always say altimeter, and in my head at least. Like, I have to focus on... And it's kind of like... there's certain words that I know I say wrong that I can't shake that I don't care to shake. Like, I know that I say the word ableism wrong. I know it's ableism. But there are far more important things for me to worry about than that. But I have to learn to say alethiometer right. Like, I just do. Okay, let's grab seeds out of this. I think I got them over in... Nope, not in there. Okay, well, I have them over here, so that's all that matters. Okay, let's just grab a bunch of seeds. And I'm also gonna, like, make sure if there's anything that could collapse down. Okay, there's no seeds in there. I don't see any in there, but I'm sure there are. Alright, cool. And technically, like, potatoes and carrots and stuff would count towards this, so I may eventually, like, put them back in there. Alright. But yeah, every time I say it, I have to be like, it's alethiometer. And again, it's not even spelt like how I say it. I don't know if, like, I have a touch of dyslexia or what, like, there's something in my head that just doesn't like saying words right. Alright, anyway, it's fine. It is all good. Okay. Let's start moving things. So, this shouldn't even be in here. I mean, it is a crop byproduct, but, like, I don't want that in there. I'm gonna move it over here for right now. I'm going to take a bunch of the Croptopia crops and move them over here. Alright. Because I don't like where they are right now. I want them moved. Because potentially in the future, I want that to be, again, potentially, I want it to be, just like, the livestock stuff. But I don't know. I don't know yet. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get everything into this one chest. I don't think. But who knows? Maybe I will. I doubt it. No. Bring the carrots back. I need those. Nice. Alright, anyway. Go ahead and put that away. Beep, bop, bop, beep, beep. I think we have just enough room. That's a surprise. I did not expect that. I mean, obviously we won't once we start getting, like, tons more of everything. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna move any and all saplings over to here. Doesn't matter what sapling it is, all of them are getting moved. Oh, hang on, I just realized I left the mustard in my inventory. There we go. What time is it? It's noon. Good. Alright, lovely. Oh, why are these in here? Where are my seeds? Okay. any and all saplings go in here. Let me also stack these up here. Alright. So that's fine. I have so many avocados. I need to, like, sit down and make guacamole or something. Hang on. My eyes doing the thing. Ow. Okay. Alright, okay. So then, yeah, I'm gonna have this be, like, animal products and stuff. Do I have any wheat on me? If the answer is no, I could probably go get it. Well, I'd actually have to go get it from the house because there's barely any here. Hang on. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, loves, okay. Now, I probably will still have a stash of stuff always up here because I'm gonna need it. However, for right now, it's fine. Let me also grab some seeds. Alright, beautiful. But we kind of have enough time, but I also kind of just want to, like, go through my farms real fast. Alright, lovely, beautiful. Alright. They also did change a few people's daemons in, His Dark Materials for the HBO Max series. So there is a character, I believe her name is Seraphina. I believe that's how it's said. And her daemon is one of my favorites, Kaisa. In the books, he was a goose, and I believe he's specifically described as either a snow goose or something of the like, but in my head, he was always, like, almost like a soft gray. And they turned him into, I believe it's a Gyr Falcon, Gyr. I believe that's what he is. He's some kind of falcon. And I don't dislike it, but I'm also like, aw, you know. But, and they didn't, like, change, per se, the category of what animal they were. Like, they're usually at least a bird or a, you know, whatever. But yeah, I was a little bit like, oh shucks, over that. Okay, it's fine. Da, 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 da. Alright, let me hydrate. And even though, like, and this one was just purely a me thing, so our main character, Lyra, her daemon is Pantalaimon, and he usually goes by Pan. In my head, partially because Lyra acted a little bit more mature for her age, because she's 12, but in my head, he sounded like a young teenager. He sounds like he's not even 10, and I'm like, in the series, and I'm like, whoa! But I know that that's just me. It is totally appropriate. It is just me. But I was just like, what? When he started talking. But again, it's fine. Alrighty. And they alluded to, but, and this is another thing that I knew they would, because a lot of talk about daemons that happens in the books that is to illustrate to us how significant they are is cut out, or at least lessened, but they will allude to most of it. So, for example, there's a discussion that, Lyra has with, I'm trying to remember the character's name. I get him and another character mixed up. I believe his name is John Fa? Hello, Sneezy. Welcome. I'm just rambling about books. He's either John Fa or Fa Decorum. I forget. But he's not the leader of this group that she's working with. But he is an important character, and they have this very interesting discussion at some point about. So there's this concept in his Dark Materials for the Daemons settling, which is when you're young and your personality's still forming. Now, mind you, they make it like this very easy cutoff age at puberty, but like we all know that that's not true. People's personalities can change constantly, but once you basically hit puberty, you settle, and it's what your Daemon's true form is. So, for example, Lyra's Daemon Pan eventually settles as a Pine Marten. Um, but she has this discussion at some point with this one character where she's talking about, well, what if I don't like what I settle as? And he makes a comment that, and this is something that kept in the series, he made a comment about, well, plenty of men would expect to be settled down as lions, but they end up as poodles. But the part of the conversation that they cut out that I actually kind of am sad about, because it's my favorite part of that conversation, is he tells her a story about a man whose Daemon settled as a dolphin or a porpoise or something like that. And he said that because of that, because of how Daemons work, he was never able to, like, stay on land for long because he just genuinely couldn't, because you can only go so far from your Daemon, and that is not very far. And that they kind of cut out that conversation, which made me sad, but I understood why. I was just like, oh. Alright, because that's legitimately my favorite scene in the entire series. I don't know why, I just really like it. Alright, let me come in here and make sure that they don't have anything to give me. And then I'm gonna cull them a little bit. Nope, come here. Alright, very good. That's all we're gonna take from them right now. We are definitely gonna cull the sheep as soon as we're done with this, because they are getting to be a lot. Alright. Good, good, good. Alright, making sure that everyone's had their kids before I start going to town. Come on. Alright, let me grab that out. I'm still gonna call some more, I just needed to grab the spare mats out of there. Alright, good, good. Alright, and then the chickens. Alright, getting plenty of eggs, which is good. Where are my seeds? There they are. Hey, you. Alright, everybody. Enjoy. Alright, come on, everybody. Have kids. Have some seeds. Okay, has everybody had their children? Okay, cool. Beep. Beep. Lovely. And this is probably where I'm regularly gonna get XP from, is my chicken farm. Or not just my chickens, but my farm in general. Come here. Excuse you. I was gonna say, there's no escaping. Alright, anyway. Alright, very, very, very good. They also cut out a sequence that made me a little bit like... again, it's another sequence that I know why they cut out. But I was like, aw. Which was... So, it's pretty much at the very start of the books. Lyra and Roger, who's one of her friends... both, through shenanigans, wind up down in a catacombs for the College of Oxford. And basically, one of the things that happens is when a person dies, their daemon dies too. They vanish into dust. So because there's not a body for the daemon, but because daemons are so important, because like I said, it is literally a person's soul, they basically go ahead and they carve little figures in the with either, it depends on how like high status you are, but usually it is at least some type of visual indication of your daemon, whether or not it's a carving of them or their name, something like that. Where is the rest of the leather? I thought I had 2 more pieces. Am I blind? It's not in there. Okay, whatever, I'll just put this all in here. But, and they carve it into a metal coin, and they will put that somewhere with the person. Usually, it's clamped in between their teeth or laid on their eyes, in some nature. But, Lyra gets her ass haunted because she decides to go have fun and swaps around a bunch of, daemon coins to not go with their bodies, and gets haunted in the books. Like, I don't think that's been in any of the series. Ow, that was stupid. But, it's just one of those sequences. I knew they were gonna cut it out, but I just find it very amusing. And it does come back later in regards to, like, it is important. It's just not, like, quite that level that it was. And so they don't have the scene. I don't know. Alright, let's see. And also something that's interesting is because they try to always depict, like I said, there's multiple worlds. Like, Lyra's Oxford is not our Oxford. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's an Oxford in a different dimension, more or less. And so, one of the things that was really startling is when we went to our dimension, our Oxford, was that, I think that's gonna need a food press, yep. Is that, okay, well that's obviously gonna require that. I need a food press for butter. What do I need for the food press? Hang on, let me look at that real fast. I need 2 pistons, a hopper. Okay, so that's, they look down here. But, so because it's modern, they more or less have them using smartphones, and I was very startled by that. I don't know why. But it's the same reason why it was so startling in the books when you open into Subtle Knife, and there's just a can of Coke sitting on a counter at some point, and you're like, excuse me? Because, like, Lyra's Oxford does have a lot of things that are similar to ours that are just called different things. Like, they have electricity, it's just called something different. I don't remember what they call it. I'm pretty sure they even have cars, they have like, hot air balloons, and, like, zeppelins. They have a lot of similarities, but it's not fully modern. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna need just 1 each for that. It's the hopper. Okay, so I can actually make both my pistons right now. What I can't make is I'm gonna need 5 iron ingots for that. So I may go ahead and put my stuff away real fast. What time is it? I'm gonna put my stuff away and go, like, mess with things. And see how many zombies I can get spawning. I'm just gonna put this all in here for right now. Okay, let's go down. Because we gotta get to our preferred fighting grounds, and that's gonna take a second. Alright, very good. And the one interesting thing, and this is something that is discussed several times in the series already, so, like, even if you were just watching the series, you wouldn't, you know... Oh, hi. Get out of here. But even if you were just watching the series, it wouldn't be that much of a spoiler. Once people from our dimension, like our world without daemons, go into Lyra's dimension that has daemons, it's debated how long it takes. because certain series make it happen faster than it does in the books. In the books, it takes a long time. But if you stay in her realm long enough, you will get a daemon. You will absolutely get a daemon. Like I said, for example, a character named Will eventually gets a daemon who settles as a cat. I don't remember her name. Also, it is not always that a character's daemon is the opposite gender of them. It's very common, though. Matter of fact, it's to the point that people aren't sure if it means... There's some debate in the community as to what that represents. With some people, it's believed to represent them being some nature of gay. With some of them, there's even the argument that it could insinuate they're trans. Or some people just have daemons that are the same gender expression as them. It's super uncommon, though. But it's just one of those things that, like, if you ever see a daemon and you don't hear them talking, you can just guess based on the opposite of whatever the character presents as. Generally, again, it's not surefire, but I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 characters that we know about in the entire series that have a daemon that's the same gender expression as them. Alright. And not all of them have strange, complicated names. Like I said, you have, like, Hester for Lee. But most of them have at least somewhat fanciful-sounding names, and then, like, a nickname. It's kind of like, the cats in the T.S. Eliot poems, where they'll have a name that the humans know them as, they'll have their name, and then they'll have their true name. Which is why the cats in the Cats poems, and by extension Cats the musical, all have really, really strange names. But yeah, it's something like... I used to know the exact discussion off the top of my head. But they talk about, you know, people give cats names that are perfect, acceptable, everyday names, but cats have true names. And it's very similar in his Dark Materials. You'll have the name, the nickname for the name, and then the official, usually very obnoxiously fancy name. Usually. And then some of them, we don't know if it's their real name or a nickname. Like, for example, I've seen some conjecture, and good lord, 2 of you? Some, like, conjecture and theory that Hester's name is actually not Hester, like, she has a proper quote-unquote name. Fuck off, would you? We can hear another zombie walking up on me, too. Good lord, baby zombies are the plague on humanity. Hang on, I need to go eat. Fuck off. Kindly have a feeling. There, Jesus Christ. But yeah, and I highly, highly, highly recommend people to read his Dark Materials. It's really good. It's 3 books. There is external media you can look into, or not external media. There's additional writings, so there are books centered on how Lyra was brought to Oxford. I don't know if I don't even think those are done releasing yet. I think there's one more. But, La Belle Sauvage is one of them. And it's... Hang on, I just saw the creeper. It's the name of a boat in the story. But, it's centered around how, because we pick up knowing that Lyra is at Oxford, and we kind of loosely have an understanding of how she got there, but it's not really definitive. Well, La Belle Sauvage tells us how she got to Oxford, or who brought her there, rather. Hey, bud. You want to drop that shovel? Fuck off. I mean, this is what I wanted. I wanted lots of zombies so that I could, get lots of XP. And, items, potentially. Hello, spider, I see you there. But the main trio of books is generally all you need to understand any of the series that have been released thus far. God damn it, I'm so bad at that. But yeah, it's very interesting. And like I said, there's an extremely dedicated community surrounding it. So the one that I recommend starting with is this place called TDF that goes by the Damon Forum. And they are super lovely and helpful and have so many resources. And, like, there's people in the community everywhere, but, like, generally speaking, that's the place to start, because you'll be able to meet a lot of people through there that aren't on other sites, or you'll be able to find them on other sites and stuff. Come on, you. Go away. Also, like I said, the general consensus of community is there is a difference between how we decide Damon's now, which is extremely, like, analytical and requires a lot of reading, and the slightly less extreme version, which is how you would be, like, going about looking into it through the books. So you have an analytical form and a Pullman form. My analytical form is the Eurasia J. My Pullman form is a type of kingfisher. I forget which, because I don't know as much about that. Because I'm pretty good at the analytical stuff. The Pullman form's not so much, because I'm used to looking into it in too much detail, so I can't kind of turn my brain off very well. Or again, it's not turning my brain off, it's just looking into more of symbology rather than based on the animal's real-world behaviors, the animal's, you know, everything, which is kind of how the analytical stuff is decided. And again, there's also an interesting concept that the community talks about is there's this concept of you can have a form that if you just look at exactly all the stuff about your personality, you can have forms that fit on paper, but not in real life. For example, the first form that I kind of looked into was aardwolves, which are an insectivorous. They're kind of adjacent to striped hyenas. They look a lot like striped hyenas, but they're an insectivorous canid species. And while that fits on paper, you're not ever going to find me looking into mammals, because mammals just doesn't feel right for me. Because some people go through a lot of, like, hemming and hawing over forums, especially if they find things fairly young, and as they get older, obviously, their personalities change. I personally went through 3 before I settled, in terms, and again, this is basically just fancy make-believe. This is just playing a really fun personality test, right? And all it is giving a face to the other side of the conversation in your head. Your conscience, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I started with Aardwolf, then I went on to Purple Heron, and then I went and settled with Eurasian Jay. And then you have people like my spouse who they went through a lot, especially because they've been a part of the community since they were really young, so like they've had a lot of time to like shift and grow. I'm not going to talk about like specific details with them, because I know that like it can be very personal for some people, but I know that they went through a lot of different forums before settling on their current form. And some people never settle, you know? Because, like, I know that that's kind of a thing in the books, but, like, in the books, what it's meant to, like... Because here's the His Dark Materials is very often misunderstood and, for lack of a better term, demonized by especially, like, religious people, because His Dark Materials, big things that people get, like, oh, it's anti-church or it's anti-this, and it's misunderstood because people have actually asked Pullman about this before, because he's still living. They've asked him, they're like, well, were you intentionally setting out to write an anti-religion book? And he's like, no. And what he basically alluded to it like this. He said, what I want people to understand is blind faith is no faith. If you cannot question the institution you believe in, like, they don't allow you to question, you should not be a part of that institution, because any faith in religion should encourage questioning and learning and furthering your understanding and be able to, like, do that kind of thing. That's more what he's saying, is because in the book it's kind of a the place where Lyra is, her Oxford, is under the rule of kind of like the equivalent of a police state, but with religion, called the Magisterium. And they can basically, if they don't like something, they can just declare it heretical and have it removed, because you can't question the church in this. And that's what he's saying, is you shouldn't be banned from ever asking questions of anything, especially on something like religion that is so personal for everyone. And so, in addition to obviously the fact that they're called demons, whatever you want to pronounce it as, that got IRL got a bunch of like, you're saying religion's bad. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm pretty sure he's religious, actually. But, like, that's something that's misunderstood a lot. The other thing is, and this is more in-universe what's misunderstood, the point of His Dark Materials is... So something that keeps happening is they keep trying to prevent the settling of what they call dust, right? And it happens when you come of age and you hit puberty and your daemon settles, and they're like, in the book, the Magisterium is acting like dust, and any research into it is sinful, and they want to prevent it from ever happening, so they're trying to sever children's daemons from them so they never have dust, blah blah. And what it is dust is just an allegory for growing up, and it's also an analogy for the, you know, because they do use a lot of religious symbology in it. It is a, like, analogy for the quote-unquote original sin. But what he's trying to say, like, repeatedly throughout the book is, so often characters in the book are acting like dust is evil, settling is evil, you know, because it's a symbol of, like, sin and stuff. What he's saying is, growing up and growing into being a person is not, and should never be, demonized by anyone. Doesn't matter who, doesn't matter why. There is no reason. In fact, he regularly is like, it should be celebrated growing up into a child, or like a child growing up. And, like, you should never try and take the choice of growing up into a person and take the choice to be able to make mistakes away from them. Because one of the things, it's like, oh, dust just brings, like, sin and this and that, and what his analogy that he says often is, so what? So what if, you know, it makes a child not what you want them to be? Let children grow up is the whole point of the book. At least in my eyes. Obviously, everything's up for interpretation, but I firmly believe that the point of the book is that we more or less try to... I'm going to very intentionally not use the term brainwash, even though I would argue it's probably the most applicable thing that I'm thinking of right now. I'm not going to use that term, and I'm intentionally not using it. But we more or less just kind of want children to just grow up into little copies of whoever we establish them as in our head, even if that's definitively not who they are. And so that is what he's rallying against so much in the books, is we should be free to be who we are, you know? And obviously, like, he's not saying, like, you should be free to be a terrible person or whatever, but, like, he's saying that we should stop laying so many, like, unfair expectations of our children. Like, we should just celebrate that we have them in the first place, you know? But apparently that's, like, wild to say to some people, but whatever. Alright, let's also go ahead and feed the chickens. Alright, come here, my friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind, it got stuck. That sucks. But yeah, I cannot recommend the books enough, and the HBO series. I personally haven't seen the Jackson movies, but I know they are despised in the community. Like, they are not well received. Because there's a lot of extremely, from what I understand, again, this is just me parroting what I understand people's issues to be with the series. Or, not the series. The Peter Jackson movie. There's a lot of issues that people have with depictions of certain characters. They think a lot of the characterization is extremely incorrect. There's a lot of things that are just added because he can. And considering that was the first time anyone tried to do his Dark Materials series, it's hated because of that. Which, fair, whatever. But yeah. And I've never had any interest in personally seeing the Jackson movie myself. Okay, let's see. And sadly, in spite of how many zombies we encountered, we didn't have any iron drop last night, which sucks, because we only need 5 more and we'll be able to get every single thing we need for Croptopia. So I'm either gonna trade for it or just go hunting zombies. Okay, let's see what else we can make. How do you make chips? Probably, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, interesting. There's a couple of kinds. But I would need a food press so I could get the olive oil. Alright. Let me see. Churros. I'm surprised you don't need oil to fry them in. I'm not mad, I'm just interested, you know? Hang on, let me stretch. Oh, gosh. Okay. When you throw it all away. Okay, what do I need for you? I think I actually have everything. How do I make a donut? Do I not need oil? I need flour, sugar. How do I make flour? Just 2 wheat. And I actually think I have flour. I might have everything I need to make this. I just need to go get milk for my cows. Let me see. I do have flour. That's whipping cream, not flour. Sugar. I can make flour. And I just can't find the line. Alright, beautiful. Let's go ahead and put that away for right now. Throw it all away. Okay, I'm gonna go run over to my hunting grounds. Alright, let's go, babes. Maybe I just don't know the words. Since I heard. Alright, let's see. Good. And I don't know if the 3rd season has aired for his Dark Materials. I just know that it was confirmed, I think. I know they have 2 seasons. So the 3 books are, in order, Golden Compass, Subtle Knife, Amber Spyglass. I think it must have, because I know that they talked about the Malefa at some point, and apparently they visually don't look super great, because that was something that is a very beloved part of the books, and people were concerned right away, because, like, it's kind of different in everyone's head, but they're kind of, like, diamond-shaped, usually compared to elephants. So they have, like, usually some kind of trunk structure. And what they do is they take these giant seed pods that they have this really, like, deep spiritual connection with, and they kind of hook their front legs into them and kind of roll around like motorcycles. And I haven't seen what they ended up looking like in the series, but I know we know what they look like. And Pullman had to have signed off on it because he worked directly, like, super closely with the series. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see what the Subtle Knife looks like, because it's kind of very up for interpretation. The Subtle Knife is an extremely sharp knife, for one. But the whole thing that it can do is it can cut between worlds. So there's, like, this thin veil that separates the worlds that generally you cannot pass, though there are, like, some random openings, and there are some places where the veil is thinner, like in the north and stuff. But the Subtle Knife just lets you freely move between worlds. You gotta be careful, though, because things that are divided by the Subtle Knife, it's real hard to put it back together, and they often just struggle. So, for example, at some point, someone winds up getting injured by the Subtle Knife, and no matter what they do, they cannot get this wound to close, even via, like, magic and stuff. I think it does eventually get fixed, I'm fairly certain, but you don't want to get attacked with the Subtle Knife. That is the long and short of it. Because even if you just barely, like, even using it to fight can be dangerous, because that's how that person got injured, is they were using it to defend themselves. And they wound up ever so slightly slipping on it, and suddenly they have less fingers than when they started. Because in my mind, the way I see the Subtle Knife, and I don't remember exactly what its book description is, but I personally see it having some kind of, like, obsidian blade, and being just very small and shiny. It's just very pretty, but, like, not in, like, a traditional metallurgy kind of way. It's just a beautiful piece of stonework, more or less. Hang on, let me get a little bit of a better angle on these guys. Hey, pal. Hey, little dudes. Hey, little dudes. Okay, hang on. Let's just go crazy. Go away. Shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Fucking hell. Because my problem is I don't want to back into anything. Like a creeper or something, you know? These fucking baby zombies! God damn it, go away. The other thing is that I know, no matter what, I'm gonna be a little bit weird about, because I imagined it weirdly in my head. This is a me thing, not even how I think the series is gonna handle it. But the Amber Spyglass, I actually don't think looks like a spyglass personally at all. Even though I'm pretty sure it's described looking similar to one. I personally think that the Amber Spyglass, more or less looks kind of like not a child, but like it was very rudimentarily made. It's described as having a thin disc of, well, amber. And to me, the rest of the body of the Spyglass doesn't matter. It to the point where I'm like, that's why I think in my head it looks like it was made very roughly, is because it is the secondary importance to the lens itself, right? So I'm sure that no matter what they have the Amber Spyglass look like, it's not going to look like what it is in my head. But anyway... Let's see. Hey, buddy. Come here. You want to drop some iron for me, baby? I should probably see if I could get a luck enchantment on this. I might be able to. That person might have luck books. Get out of here, you. Shoot. Lovely. But yeah. Considering how high my hopes were for the series, I am not at all disappointed. I will happily say that. It is... Oh, please don't see me. Hang on. I'm fine with the zombie seeing me. I don't want the creeper to see me. But... Again, it's just little... It is exactly where I expected them to falter. So that's why I'm not disappointed. But I didn't at all presume that they were going to get the level of importance surrounding the Daemons, right? Because again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Daemons are a direct... They are literally a person's soul. Like, and a representation of it. Which is why... when you don't keep that in mind, you could kind of fall into the rhetoric that wound up allowing Mrs. Coulter to do what she thought she needed to, where she's like, oh, well, it's fine, you know, you'll still have them, even though it's not connected to you anymore, and you could, you know, do this, that, and the other, but remember, she is physically cutting away a part of a person's soul to do this. Like, that is the best way I can explain why, not having the level of importance that the books put on Daemons kind of hurts the story a little bit, is it kind of allows you to almost fall for Miss Coulter's nonsense. And the magistrate, or magisteriums, like, everything, like, they're, like, all, like, well, this dust is sin, so, like, if we take away this, then people won't have the chance to sin, and we can control them easier, because it's heavily showed that of the successful examples we have of people's Daemons being cut from them, because there are a few that live, every single one that has had that happen to them, basically, more or less, the best case scenario is they become a walking zombie. And they have to be, like, kind of, like, reprogrammed to function. But they keep acting like it's this good thing, and then you see the results, and you're like, ooh. But it's even more so if you read the books and know just how, like, deeply important Daemons are. And they do make them important. They're obviously important. They're just not nearly given as much reverence as they are in the books. Because the books obviously has a lot of, like, words to be able to expand upon things and, like, directly tell us just how important something can be. Can I have your sword just because I want it? There we go, thank you. I don't think he dropped it. Damn. Oh well. But, and I also think, and this is very unfortunate, I think part of the reason they decided to not have as many Daemons front and center as they naturally would be, because people are very proud of their Daemons. Again, it's a direct reflection of themselves. So, like, it would be unnatural for them to not have their Daemon front and center. Matter of fact, it would be considered being sneaky if he did it. Like, it's basically more or less, like, lying to some people. Or, like, people will be suspicious of you because why aren't you showing your Daemon? I feel like part of the decision was because they did it, they thought it, I'm only saying what I think. This is not me directly stating what they did or didn't do. I can't speak for them. I personally think they decided to do it because they thought it would get too visually distracting. But it sucks, because it's like, that's the literal most important part of the series. What are you talking about? Alrighty. Let's start to kind of meander back towards the house. Let's not, actually. There's a creeper over there, so we'll wait for it to despawn. Da-da-da. Let's go back over this way for a second. Alright, I don't think I got... Yeah, no, I didn't get much out of that. Which sucks, but whatever. It's fine. Alright, very good. Let's see. Because I do understand, it can be expensive to animate Davids, I get it, but like... Come on, dude. Alrighty. Alright, very good. Let me see. Ouch! But yeah, and like, for example, when I say you could use it to see a direct reflection of a person's soul, so the best example I could give is, again, it's the one who I always get his name mixed up. I believe his name is Fondercorum. But he is a very old, kind of weathered-looking guy. Like, he looks ancient. And when you look at him, he looks like, you know, oh, he's just somebody's grandpa, he's not got a lot going on upstairs. He looks like he's not very present anymore. However, if you look to his daemon, I don't remember her name, but she is a gorgeous... They literally describe her as, like, the most beautiful cat. And she looks so youthful and just, like, again, they describe her almost... She almost looks unnatural in how they describe her, because, like, it kind of comes off like she's made of gold or something, or, like, that she reflects, like, metal. And because of that, once Lyra sees that, she's like, oh, he may not look like he's, like, very spry or anything, but he's clearly very young at heart, because his daemon is still very youthful and beautiful. So clearly he is still, like, a man with a lot of spirit. So that's, like, the best way I could describe that people will look to daemons to judge the person, or, like, to get a read on the person. But yeah. Alright. Something that they also didn't establish, that I understand why they didn't, but I'm kind of sad because people who haven't read the book won't understand why certain things are, like, so scandalous if you watch it with people who have. You don't touch other people's daemons. Daemons can touch each other. You don't. I mean, think about it realistically. It would literally be, like, more or less grabbing, like, someone's internal organs. So yeah, you don't touch people's daemons. Alright, I just wanted to take out one. Alright, let's see. Come here, you. And I'm gonna have to call the cows, because they're getting to be too much. Alright, good. And they all had their children. I think so. Ah, let me out! Come on. Oh, I think I just hit a bunch of the babies. Whoops. Oh well. But yeah, that's definitely something that they didn't, in my opinion, adequately get across in the... either of the series. Any of them. It, like, and that's something that was told to us through, like, internal monologue and narrative, so, like, obviously it's probably not going to be accurate in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, that is something that, like, matter of fact, I saw someone, like, brush up against someone else's name, and I was like, oh my god! Like, it's literally scandalous in the book to do that. Alright, let's see. Did I leave my bucket over here? I don't think I did. Okay, I need to go find that. Because I want to get some milk from the cows. Let me up. Alright, anyway. Let's see, let's look. Alright, come here, you. Let me also toss some of this in there that I forgot to, clearly. I'm also going to look into potentially grabbing, luck books. Because I believe that's the equivalent of fortune for the, anything that isn't, like, mining. Okay, it's noon, so we got a pretty decent chunk of time. But yeah, definitely the casting that surprised me the most, because it is so perfect, is Lin-Manuel Miranda as Lee Scoresby. He is flawless as Lee. Alright. If I do want to make anything with milk, I'll probably do it down here. I just want to make a donut, because I think it's fun. Alright, anyway. But yeah, I am thoroughly impressed with Lin as Lee. Like, he's so good. Alright, let's see. Because Lee was one of those few characters that I didn't have a really strong vision of them in my head, even though, like, they talk about them. It's not like he's not being described. But in my head, even though he doesn't wear glasses, he was just basically a floating pair of glasses. More or less. So I need flour, sugar, and milk, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the recipe. Okay, let's go. Alright. Flour, milk. Okay, clearly I have it wrong. Let's see. Where's the Croponomicon? Alright, what am I missing? Okay, I have milk. Oh, it's just one sugar. Okay, gotcha. That's fine. Okay, flour. One sugar. Milk. There we go. Okay, let's go put this back up here. Alright, very, very good. Okay, and now that we have our first piece of pork, I can go ahead and chop up some bacon. Lovely. I am glad that they don't make it so these have, like, I don't want to say durabilities, but that's the only thing I can think of, but that they don't get used up as you use them, because that would... Normally it would be fine. Here, I would be literally crying, because I'd have to, like, constantly make trades and deals for them. Unless you could put mending on them, which theoretically, sure. Alright, let's go ahead and cook the bacon. But yeah. And so far, visually, the only gripe I have with how the the Davids, have been animated is... I'm not super fond, and I didn't like her in the Jackson movie either, from what I've seen of her. I don't like, or didn't like, how Hester was done, because Hester's a hare. Hares are already terrifying, but in regards to her, she's not as egregious in the series as she is in the movie. In the movie, they literally have her eyes on the front of her head. In the series, they're a little more forward-facing, but they are, like, more appropriately placed. It's just that her head looks like it's been squished in. And the only reason I judge that is because all of the other ones are perfect. Like, the animation on the other animals is stunning. Again, Daemons, not animals. They are different. Animals exist, and they are different from Daemons. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, let's see. And again, the one thing I do like is that they are telling a little bit more about Will and give it, because I didn't dislike Will, but because Lyra was so well established at that point, it almost felt like one of those things where I'm like, I guess he's just there, you know? Alright, I'm gonna reset the day because I do want to get luck on my tools before I start doing anything again with, like, fighting monsters. Because I'm pretty sure that person has luck up for free. At least I'm hoping they do. Come on, come on, come on. Please, oh please. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure it's luck for tools, not fortune. But they do basically the same thing. Alright, let's go check that person's stuff. Alright, beautiful, lovely. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Is there anything new in there? No, it's just the stone. I should probably clean that up. Okay, let's see. Do we have luck anywhere? It doesn't look like we do. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Okay. Very good, very good. Let me go harvest my fields. And I mean, I'm probably gonna, like, fully harvest all of them. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, I also need to get my sugar slash paper slash whatever I need it to be. Alright, good, good, good. Alright, very good. Also, whoever they have playing Lyra, she's perfect. She's amazing. Like, the only thing, and this is just the thing with child actors in general, her control over her facial expression can sometimes slip, so just like Lucy in Lion the Witch of the Wardrobe, there are a couple of times where she's meant to be emoting one way, and it just, because, and this is just, again, a thing with children, so I just, it's an accepted fact of when you're working with child stars, is sometimes, and I'm gonna try to put it very nicely, children really don't have good control over their facial muscles. So you'll occasionally get it where it's like, oh, they're meant to be frowning, but it looks like they're smiling, or whatever. And again, it just happens. It is what it is. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and harvest everything. Alright, very good. Beautiful. And eventually I'm just gonna start throwing the seeds away, because, like... Or maybe I should keep them for trading. I probably should. But the seeds are definitely what's starting to take up the most space of all of this. But hey, it's fine. As long as I'm getting food out of it, that's all that matters. Oh, hang on. Lovely. Alright, very good. Alright, cool, 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 cool. Alright, very good. Good, good, good. Give me all that, thank you. Gotta do this while I wait for it to be nighttime again. Let's not just fall off the tower. I know I can and make it because I've done it many, many, many times. but I don't want to if I don't have to. Alright, beautiful. Let's go put this down in the chests. Alright, let's first and foremost try to make sure if there's anything I can just collapse down into there, which the answer is no. Alright, some of the wheat seeds, because I do want to keep some of them on me. Alright, wheat, cantaloupe, grapes. Okay, cool. Now then, let's grab the rest. Or rather, let's harvest another field. I probably will grab the rest because, the only other field just has one item, and that's cord. So, like, it'll be plenty of space. Theoretically, could I have harvested all my fields? Probably, but I chose not to, so whatever. Alright, good. And eventually I may try to come up with, like, a crop design for my other field that utilizes the kind of patterns I like, but, like, for right now, it's fine. At least my ones up here have patterns. Alright, good. Alrighty. Also, on the the 1st of May, I will not be here. I have a very sudden last-minute appointment that I need to go to, and I will, like, straight up just not be in town. I will likely be live on Tuesday the 2nd. Like I said, most likely. But I know on the 1st of May I definitely won't be live. Alright, anyway. It's fine. I wonder if you can make popcorn, and if so, what the recipe is. I should look at that. Because theoretically you should be able to. Because you can make candy corn. And I can't imagine they wouldn't allow me to. Alright. It's probably a frying pan with oil, if I had to guess. Just in general. Alright, let's get this all hunky-dory squared away. Give me all that, thank you kindly. Alright, very good. Very good. Give me that. Lovely, beautiful. Alright, good. Like I said, I'll look up in the Croptopia Bible if they have, if popcorn is even a thing, and if so, how I make it. I don't know what time it is, it's probably getting a tiny bit late. Where's the sun? A little bit late. But not by much. Alright, let me look up how I would make that, if it exists. Okay. P for popcorn. You can make it. It is... Oh, just popcorn or corn in a furnace. Okay. Because that's how I would make the recipe. If I were, like, a dev or whatever. Because it makes the most sense to me. Alright, anyway. You just go ahead and toss that in there. Very cool, very fun. Alright, popcorn has been made. And I'm just gonna let that cook for now. Okay, very good. So let's put away the rest of our spares here. Okay. Strawberries, blackberries. And then the seeds need to go away. I just need to make sure there's no extra space for any of the seeds. Nope, okay. Gotcha, babe. We are already getting so full here. Okay, anyway. I'm going to go head over to do more monster hunting. Lay down, thank you. Alright, lovely, beautiful. Oop, a random strawberry, but I'll just leave that alone. Da 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 da. Alright, good, good. Let's go, babes. Alrighty, very cool. Good, good, good. Da 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 da. Alright, let's go. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Up and over. Lovely, beautiful. Okay, good, good. I also really need to start uploading episodes again. I keep forgetting to do it. Of my VODs, I mean. And I need to record more for my, the podfic I work on. Alright. Let's see. Da 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 da. Alright, let's see, let's look. Okay, let me see. Give me lots of zombies, please. Okay, come on, come on. What am I fighting for? Also, I was a little sad, so one of the things that I ran, because I've been watching this, is I know I have a decent amount of followers on Tumblr who are also on TDF, so I ran a poll that was basically like, what category is your Daemon? So, like, are they a mammal? Are they avian or whatever? I knew exactly who would win, by the way. I knew it would be mammals. But the thing that made me sad, not a single person was a fish. And we had every other category checked, but not fish. And I was like, oh. Because I know there are people on TDF who have fish. But it's more like more commonly you'll get aquatic mammals than fish, but like I was like, not one, man, that sucks. Alright, let's see. Is the one you will turn on. Alright, very good. Forgive and forget. And you start believing. Hey, pal. Alright. Very good, very lovely. Gonna no cry till the sun comes. Till the sun comes up. Ain't no crying. No crying, yeah, there ain't no crying. No crying, yeah, there ain't no crying. No crying. Alright, come on, give me some more zombies. What am I fighting for? What have I done? What am I dying for? What have we all become? Alright, come on, let me see. Sacrifice you for nothing. You're still dying, babe. I don't want to mess with the skeletons too much. I just really am after zombies. Come on, come on. Spawn some zombies for me, babes. Alright. Come on, come on. Not want to mess. Not want to mess. Don't want to mess with the creeper. Alright. Let's see what we got over here. Alrighty. Let me see, let me look. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, come on. Why is it just not spawning anything? I mean, it's spawning skeletons and creepers, but it's not spawning any zombies. Or spiders right now, for that matter. Where are they? There you are, bud. I'm just gonna let you come to me. Because I don't want to get the attention of that skeleton. Alright, beautiful. I mean, I actually don't mind dealing with the skeleton. Hey, pal. Come here. Nice try. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright. Probably gonna be our last day, if I had to guess, because I'll go back after this, I'll feed the animals, and go from there. I'm trying to decide if I want to stream this tomorrow, if I want to stream something else. Because I am getting a little burnt out on it. I'm not sure. Here, bud, you want to come over here so I can just take care of you? Well, I thought I did it right. Oh, well. It's fine. That should have hit me. But whatever. I won't question it being nice. Oh, hey, pal. So yeah, that's happening no matter what. Please don't blow up. I think they keep trading. Who's in front? Okay. No. Damn it. It probably destroyed all that. Yeah. It did. Motherfucker. That's why I don't like fighting creepers. Because even when you do it right, it can still get fucked up. Da 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 da. Hey, pal. You look like you're kind of trapped there. Nope, never mind. Fucking hell, fine. Just see what you blew up. Alright. What do we got? Anything else fun to mess with? Okay, let me eat. That is not what I want to eat. Carrots are blueberries, not spider eyes. We don't need to be getting poisoned. Da-da-da-da. Hey, pal. Can I get you to despawn so other things can spawn in? Oh, that sucked. I mean, at least I didn't get hurt, but it still sucked. And obviously, I could always, like, use the creeper holes to see if I could get some items going. Damn it. I knew that wasn't going well. Any items dropped? Nope, okay. Fine. Alrighty. Skeletons over there. I'm not super interested, but I also don't... I'm not opposed to the idea now, because I'm really not getting hardly anything other than creepers right now. Hey, pal. Come here. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, cool. Honestly, using creepers is probably a perfectly legal way to get stowed. As long as it's not, like, in excessive amounts. Cool, cool, cool. I was gonna say, I'm gonna draw something's attention, I just don't know what. It was the zombie. Hey, buddy. I'm a little surprised it wasn't the spider. Hey, pal, come here. Nope, he's not interested. That's fine, I guess. How about you? You wanna go for a ride? Lovely. Okay, that creeper didn't see me, which is fine. Hello, baby zombie. Fuck you, you bitch. Aye, thank you. Alright, good, good. Did I get anything special out of that? Not really. Oh well. I mean, I probably will play this still tomorrow, like... Oh, I almost fell off the edge there. That would not have been fun. Alrighty. Good, good, good. Let's go. Okay, alright. Da 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 da. Alright. Let me go feed the animals first. Alright, anyway. Let's see. Let's go feed the animals. It's fine. I may start another project to work on, maybe like a nether-based project. I don't know. Alright, good, good. Alright, let's see. Alright. This is your only plan, I think this is your only... Alright, hey dudes. Come here. Come on. Alright. Have your kids. I'm not gonna harvest them yet, because, like, they're not ready, honestly. Alright. Alright, good. Have all your children. Alright. Good. And then, alright, lovely. Your only plan. Alright, and I don't have enough to mess with the chickens right now. Alright, cool. Everyone had their kids? Alright, beautiful. Come on. Alright. We just gathered the chicken's eggs. I'm not gonna cull them quite yet. Do that, you would want more. Alright, good. Good, good, good. You would want more. Alright. Good, good, good. It's fine. I can make more bookshelves. Plan, I think this is your only... Okay, let's get all the popcorn out of here. Oh, it's not even done yet. Plan, I think this is your only... Alright. We go ahead and drop that in there. This in here. Uncooked food in here. It's fine. Okay. Not there. Here. Alright, I do have enough to make some more bookshelves, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and... I don't remember how many I need. But hey, it's fine. Because books is... I think this? Yes. Alright, now then. And I think bookshelves is this. If I recall correctly. There's one. No. One, two. Alright, beautiful. Lovely. Precisely what we needed. I'll wait till this is done. Da, 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 da. And, like, eventually I'll need enough for a cauldron and stuff. But for right now, this is fine. Okay, we go ahead and put the popcorn away. That's fine. I actually used up all the what I had on me. That's fine. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's go over to the place and make another bookshelf edition. I don't even theoretically need a what do you call it? A cauldron, I just want it. Alright, whatever, it's fine. Da, 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 da. Okay, there's really not much in the way of useful over here. I mean, there's some stuff, it's just not much. Alright. So then... Oh, if only I could remember the blueprints. I think... Yes, there was another one here. Okay. And let's see. I don't remember there being one in here. I'm going to put one here. Or two, actually. Just because I think they look nice. Alright, anyway. I don't think we're going to need any more bookshelves for us. We may need to fill orders for others, but... It's fine. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, let me see. Okay, alright, good. I don't really know what else to do right now. Maybe I'll look through the Croptopia Bible for a bit. See if I can make anything. Because, like, I really need 5 more, iron. Because that's the last thing I need. Because... Well, I can also... I can make a mortar and pestle. Hang on. Right. I have a little bit of wood. And I have sticks on me. Hang on. Let me see. I'm not sure what it's used for, but... Okay, beep, dot, beep. Bowl. There we go. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Ah, that's fun. Okay. I'm not sure what we'll use the mortar and pestle, but we have it. So that's great. I'm assuming it's for, like, things like... Actually, I have a theory. I have a theory. Probably wrong, but... You don't fish for something. How could you ever stand at all? Maybe if you built on sand, you were back by the phone. Okay, let me read my Bible. Okay. I'm just gonna look through the entire entry index. Sand. Okay. I already know what that is. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Okay, that makes sense. Times to let it lie. Okay, I kind of anticipated that would need something else, but it's fine. Let me see. What would I need a mortar and pestle even for? Hang on. Whoop, it's nighttime. We're getting there. Come on, let me sleep. I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Maybe Guacamole needs a mortar and pestle? If Guacamole's even in the mod. Okay. Let me see. It is not. Why is it not? That makes no sense, at least to me it doesn't. I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Okay. Times to let it lie hard. No. What could possibly use it? Maybe this is something for me to look up, like, outside of this, but, like, I don't know. Okay. Yogurt. This has to be something that I should, like, look up outside. Because, like... I don't know. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, what is it? Oh my god, I need to make this right now. I absolutely need to make that right now. That is the silliest thing I've ever seen. Okay, I need 2 bread. Actually, 3 bread. I believe you just stick 1 in here to get toast. I cannot wait. I am so excited. Please. That is quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen. Am I not making it right? Hang on. Oh, okay. No? What do I make it in? Oh, it's buttered toast. Okay, I don't have the ability to make buttered toast. Okay, but I need to remember that so I can make that later. Alright, let me go put this up in the storage before we call stream. Da, 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 da. Okay, toast can go here, and I am gonna put the bread in here. So what do I... Hang on, no, I really need to just keep the Bible on me. Okay. I need... No. Ingredients, please. Butter... That's one of the ones I need a food press for. So it's just milk, a food press, and salt. I think I might have a little bit of salt, but I probably need to trade with Santh for that. Or not Santh, Levithia. But anyway, it's fine for right now. Okay? Okay. Alright. Anyway, I think that's where we're gonna call it today. Let me find someone to send you to. I think we might be playing this tomorrow, but I'm not totally sure. We'll see. But I'm gonna send you over to Rye. They're playing Minecraft. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.